All right, I have one viewer. Who is it? Do we know? Oh, look at that. I got a viewer on Aceman65 on Z on X. Not. It's interesting. All right, let's see if anybody's gonna comment. We usually give it Linda. Hey, Linda. I am interstatal. Thanks, Linda. As always, I appreciate you. All right. Hey, Danica. Hey. What's going on, Danica? We're a week away, Danica, from our trip. Lion Woman. Wahoo. I can't. Wahoo. My voice. Harold, I am. Duo Interstatal. Scott Tobias. What's going on? Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Angie's Angles. It is February the 8th in the year of my Lord, 2024. Hey, Mike, thanks for joining us. I am Interstatal. Boy, oh boy, my voice. We're going to have to maybe take some voice lessons. I got to get a voice lesson person on the payroll and get my larynx back into tip-top shape. All right, everybody. I've been struggling all week to find out a good topic. Hey, Elaine Lands, what's going on? What's going on? My good friend, my best buddy in the world, Elaine Lands. All right, I'm just jotting down some. So I've been all week. I've been thinking about what we're gonna do. What my topic is. Hey, Clark, I am quadruple interstatal. All right, everybody. Thank you for joining us on Angie's Angles. I am double digits. 2 minutes and 36 seconds into the podcast. I love it. Hey, Clark, you posted an ominous post about is this November 2013 all over again? Is that because you're looking at some bad weather where you are? Update us on that. Hey, Tom, dialing it in from the Lounge of Smoke Therapy, my home away from home, 215 Ronkonkoma Avenue, Ronkonkoma, New York. If you're ever local, come down and say hello. All right, here we go. I thought I left my spit cup out in the lobby, but we're good. We're all good. So my topic was I wasn't feeling any topics about this week. And at the last, we are quintuple interstatal. Mark Brooks dialing it in. I love you, Mark. My brother from another. So Clark said, yeah, 2 hailstorms in 15 minutes. Donna, what's going on? Ronkonkoma, baby. Donna down it up with Kevin Elliott, my friends from Florida. We wish you guys much success down there in Florida. We'll be down this time next week. Angie Angle reminder, we're going to be broadcasting live from the Blue Heron. I call it the Blue Heron. We had a little conversation in our family the other day. It's Blue Heron. It's a bird, right? Heron's a bird. But I say Blue Heron. I don't know. Just like instead of saying the store is Target, it's Target, right? Sounds a little bit better. Don, I appreciate you dialing on greatly. I really do. So we're going to go right into it, and we're going to discuss the Buck Showalter interview that was or wasn't. Now, I'll have to give kudos. As you all know, if you've been a follower of Angie's Angles for the many years that we're broadcasting, I championed, I petitioned, I bemoaned, I begged, I pleaded, I groveled, whatever adjective you want to throw in there for one Buck Showalter. And I was instantly rewarded with the 101 win season in 2022. Sadly, the same expectations were on the board for us for 2023. That's funny, Donna. Target equals fluorescent hell. I like it. I like it a lot. So Buck Showalter was unceremoniously fired because David Stearns felt like him and Craig Counsell were like the toy maker and him, and they weren't. Craig Counsell spit the bit and fooled everybody and landed in Chicago. So Buck Showalter was fired for the impending signing of Craig Counsell that never happened. So we got stuck with what's his name again? Carlos Mendoza. Who? Carlos Mendoza. Who? Right, here comes my rant. Right, I'm trying to get my rant back because we've tried this ad nauseum to bring in a rookie manager to manage the New York Mets, and it's been unsuccessful every attempt. Unsuccessful. But I'm gonna go off the beaten path, and this is from Buck's lips, not mine. You could go watch the interview that he had with WFAN, where he claims that he was being fed, directed, implored to bench people. And he gave an example. A guy hits a triple and two doubles in today's game, and then he was told that he needed to rest because he ran too much in the game prior. I mean, come on, people. I've had this conversation with my son Danny, especially even today. Danny's a gamer. He wants to play the games. And not to say that Danny doesn't practice, but he finds practices to be somewhat of a nuance at times because he feels that his competitive juices aren't satisfied in practice. And I said, come on, Dan. Even Major League Baseballs go through 2 weeks of solid spring training, idiosyncrasies where they have to practice timing, leads, pickoffs, throwdowns, steals, hitting off a tee, et cetera, which is going to set you up for the Major League Baseball season. So you got to do your due diligence. You got to put in the effort. You got to put in the work. And by no means do I think Danny doesn't. He does. He goes above and beyond with practice. We go to the batting cage. We have conversations. We approach it the mental way. What's your situation here, Dan? What are you looking for? So Buck Showalter, going into his last and final season, right? So he signed to a 3-year deal. 2022, we got 101 wins. 2023, we fell on our face. And then 2024, he was supposed to be the manager. And for all shits and giggles, he's getting paid not to manage this year. And Kevin Elliott, hey, Lisa, thanks for joining me. I appreciate you. I hope the gym workout went well today. Keep on it. So Kevin Elliott was dead fast against the signing of Buck Showalter. And I suppose he's been validated to an extent because Buck is saying how he was he didn't have much say on who played and when they played, okay? But you're Buck Showalter. You're 8 years old, something like that. It's your last really hurrah. You're in New York. Why not buck the system, Buck? You see what I did there? James Krause is in the house. What's up, James? Thanks for joining us. I appreciate you. So we're doing all right tonight with our viewership. So Buck Showalter accepted that situation. Now, if it was I who was going into my last year of managing the New York Mets, I would have said, screw you, upper management. It's my team. I'm the field manager. I'm going to play who I want to play. Why did Buck have to kowtow to the powers that be? The writing was on the wall that he was on his way out. So why not go out on your terms and not the front office's terms? Why not make a statement? Why not have a press conference that saying, even halfway through the season, I'm doing it my way. Your way is obviously not working, so we're going to go about it my way. So, Kevin, as much as this pains me, as much as it, the angst is there. I'll give you credit that Buck Showalter spit the bit, that he didn't take full advantage of the situation he was in, because if you made a stance halfway through the season and you made a recovery and they played better ball later in the season, they did. That's a fact. They didn't fold on Buck all that much, but why not say, I'm doing it my way, and force the hand? They weren't going to fire you in July. They weren't going to fire you in August. They fired you on the last. That's the funny thing. They call them in the office and say, okay, you're fired, but go manage your last game, because they had no other options. So, Buck Showalter, disappointed me to that end. And the fact that Buck Showalter was bypassed to go manage teams. I mean, we have what's the guy's name? Washington. What's his first name? Who's now the Angels manager? I mean, the guy from Washington, from the Braves. What's his first name? Somebody help me out with that. I'm forgetting his first name. He's 70-something years old, for God's sake. So it wasn't really an age determination as to why Buck didn't get the job. And maybe Ron Washington, Harold. Thank you, buddy. Ron Washington. So, and Ron Washington has some baggage, right? He did the drugs. He did cocaine. He came clean. I understand all of that, but I'll stand on my pedestal and say that you cannot inspire, you cannot preach to 22-year-olds about staying clean and not doing the drugs when you yourself succumb to that temptation. And we're all guilty of succumbing to temptations, every single one of us, whether it's that McDonald's burger or the drugs or the beverages, or Wade Boggs with a sex problem, right? He was a sex addict. We all have our vices in life. God knows I do. So, cigars being one of them, and perhaps one day it's going to be the demise of me. But unlike Buck Showalter, I'm going to go out on my terms, right? Until I can't anymore. And that's just the way I look at it. I got to get this bad boy going. I apologize. Give me 1 minute.
Listen, cigars, alcohol, and the Mets. What else do you need?
Shout out to Mike, owner of Smoke Therapy, 215 Runcocker Avenue. I can't, Mike, drop your head in here. Give us,
what's going on, guys?
Everybody, I appreciate Mike. He gives me the use of the back room. They installed the door to mute me a little bit because, as we know, Officer Lennon is in the house. Long time, no time. Officer Len, Sadie, what's going on? How you doing, Sadie? Sadie is the owner of Gamers Club. Sadie, I'm going to do this again. What town we in? I'm sorry, but Sadie, Angelo now is an employee of Sadie's. We appreciate that Sadie employs Angelo. He has a great time working at the Gamers Club. The Gamers Club is a bohemian. Thank you so much, Sadie. Gamers Club is a local club geared towards kids on the spectrum with autism, etc., etc. And Sadie does an amazing job. She's taken it over from her mom, who started it, who was the founder, and Sadie has carried that torch brilliantly. And we've given Sadie those accolades in the past. So thanks for joining us tonight, Sadie. So Officer Lennon wants to say that one of my vices is Wordle. He's telling me the 80s called, they want you back because that's where Wordle is, from the 80s. So very funny, Officer Lennon. I appreciate you. So Buck Showalter, in my humble opinion, failed me, the Met fanatic who loves his Mets and bleeds blue and orange when I get cut, because he allowed that to happen. You weren't going to quit, apparently, so you got fired. So who cares if they fired you in July? Hey, Sharon, what's going on? I want to give Sharon and Tommy a shout out for my sign behind here. They were very, very gracious and have this made up for me, Angie's Angles, when I hit my 1 year anniversary back in 2022. So as you all know, we're on my 3rd year of Angie's Angles. I've missed 2 episodes of Angie's Angles on a Thursday. I've been trying. I've tried very hard to be very consistent. So Kevin Elliott also gave me, some. So Mark Brooks. All right. So Kevin Elliott has prompted me to ask for dialogue from you to give us input on what you want to see covered this week. So as we're going through the podcast, if you throw something out there, I'll respond to it. Mark Brooks here. Mark, I'm going to put your comment live. He's asking us, overall, did you like Buck managing the Mets? In a nutshell, no. I think he's a brilliant mind of the game, the nuances of the rules, and knowing Article 4, Paragraph 3, that's buried in a vast book of rules of baseball, which as umpire, I'm still learning, and I thought I knew all the rules, and I don't. And I will never know all the rules. I'll give you that much. No, I didn't like Buck managing how we managed the Mets because we got hit last year. Player after player after player after player got plunked on the New York Mets. And at no time did he direct our pitcher to get retribution. And he took it. It was like he was taking a verse out of the Bible, turn the other cheek. No, the Bible also says eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth, and I'm that guy. Yes, you have to have forgiveness in your heart, but between the lines, there is no love lost. And people that know me know when I played, and we'll bring up my dad a little bit later, when we played poker together, there was no love lost. He was not my father. He was my opponent. He was my hated adversary at the poker table. And my good friend Steve from Florida will attest. He says he would have paid money to watch me and my dad go head to head. So I did not approve on how Buck showed up. He lacked emotion, Mark. He lacked emotion. He got red in the face, stared at the umpires, but really did nothing to elicit my emotions, to show me that he was standing up for this guy on the other side of the screen. So that's a great question, Mark. I appreciate you dropping it on Angie's Angles. Clark Altman is saying, shouldn't have to order your pitchers to retaliate. They should take that on themselves to do it. That's just his opinion. So I don't disagree, but unfortunately in today's, and I'm going to say it, and I'm sorry if I upset people, in today's snowflake universe, our youth are taught not to do that. Our youth are taught to be composed. No, it's okay to show emotion. It is okay to get retribution. No, I don't want you throwing at Juan Soto's head. I don't want you to throw at Ronald Acuna's knee, but the back, and the backside is fair game. And even if you brush him off with a purpose pitch, that's what's to be expected. That is what is to be expected, and that's what I want from you as my pitcher. Gone are the days, and Clark, I'll reference Bob Gibson. Let me tell you something. As much as I despise the Skankies, even though I appreciate Coach Scala for the time and dedication he gave Angie's Angles and his family, Roger Clemens, if you did something minute, you were getting it back tenfold. I mean, the guy didn't give a crap on who you were. And that's the way it is. And now Bob Gibson pitched against many greats. Okay? And he went for their heads. He was a headhunter. Roger Clemens, headhunter. And I'm not professing that's what we should do, because that is their livelihood as well, the batter. But you're these dynamic athletes who have amazing control, and you can pinpoint that ball anywhere. And if you can't hit the backside of a player that's standing a foot and a half over the plate protecting his area, well, then you don't deserve to be in baseball. Right, Harold, exactly what I said. and Harold, we're going to put you live, and we're going to try to do this. Harold is contributing, saying plunk him on the back or the butt. Absolutely, amen to that. And that's my comment. You have that ability, and baseball has just gotten away from that as a whole. We got away with now. The whole stupid sliding. You can't slide past the bag and take out the fielder. I mean, might as well bring tiddlywinks out to the ball field and play tiddlywinks, for God's sakes. So I'm very happy that I found the topic I wanted to hone in on. We're a week away from pitchers and catches. And Kevin Elliott was kind enough to remind me it's not Thursday, it's Wednesday when pitchers and catches report, etc., etc. Real games start at the end of February. Well, spring training real games start at the end of February, beginning of March, and thankfully Sunday is a national holiday. This coming Sunday is a national holiday. I believe it's February the 11th, if I'm not wrong. No, February 12th. Wait, let me look. Make sure I have the right date. I'm right. February 11th is a national holiday. It's the day that football season officially ends and baseball's front and center, baby, like it ought to be. Bring it on. Bring baseball back. So I'm still on my silent protest on Major League Baseball until we remove Rob Manfred as the commissioner of baseball. And my protest also against the owners and the players for the lockout. Kevin Elliott, you could tell my friend. But anyway, enough said on that. Oh my God, we're at the 8:50. I don't understand how this happens. I mean, I guess I get on a rant and we go haywire. And I really appreciate all the comments. I hope you appreciate that. I broadcasted on my angles where your input is appreciated, and we could have an open and honest discussion about it. Hockey, all right, Harold, we'll do it. Let's repeat after me. Rob Manfred hates baseball. Rob Manfred hates baseball. Rob Manfred hates baseball ad nauseum. And that guy, I'm telling you, I've said this once. I said it twice. I'll say it a gazillion times. God forbid Rob Manfred has ever run over or found in a pool. I am your number one suspect. I'll have to have a ironclad alibi. And I'm not wishing death on Rob Manfred. I'm not. But if anything ever happens to him, they're coming to me and they're going to question me because I can't stand the guy as far as I could toss him. We're at the 8:54 mark. My prayer circle's pretty large tonight. So let us take a moment and we'll get back to it. Harold, we're praying for your wife, and congratulations on your wife. She found a job. That's a great relief to you guys, and I'm very happy for that. And your friend Dawn, your coworker, had the procedure done. She still has some hurdles to clear, but she seems to be on the mend. Scott Tobias gave me an update on his wife and his mom, and he gives credit to his wife to get up every day to do the family needs that they rely on her for. And his mom's seen better days, but she's still hanging in there. Mark Brooks, we pray for your dad and yourself, my friend. Linda Stein, as always, we have your dad in our prayers and our hearts. Kevin Elliott, continued positive news and results on your health issues. My co-worker from Adelphi, Martha, continued health progress and reports on you. Mr. McGowan, we need an update on you, sir, as you battle cancer. And I've not met personally in my life a man that's battled this horrible disease with a stronger faith and a resolve, and it shows. The Krause family, Aubrey, as she remains in remission, and JD recuperating from his black ice incident. Deb and Lee down to Maryland as Lee's battling his cancer issues. We're praying for you guys. Clark, your brother-in-law, Brad, and his wife Trisha. We're loving the continued health updates on him, and they seem to be all good news and positive. We do. Alan Lands he's got some health challenges currently, and we're waiting a report to give him full clearance, and we anticipate that happening tomorrow. Um, Mikey Snakes, one of my friends here at the Cigar Lounge, sadly lost his father-in-law, and we're praying for him and his family. Sabita Nayak, from Adelphi University, tragically and sadly lost her son. We're praying, we're praying for her son to be in eternal rest, and for Sabita and her family to cope with that loss. And I don't know why this has hit me so hard. And perhaps it's because the proximity of age. I'll be turning 59 shortly. But Toby Keith, the music world lost a legend, icon in country music. But not only that, society, humanity lost a humanitarian. I don't know if everybody knows Toby Keith's background, but he did a huge amount of USO shows for the troops. He also donated and built and paid housing for pediatric cancer patients and their families. He was a true patriot and a humanitarian. And this always gets me a little verklempt. And for my Jewish friends, I hope you appreciate the use of that word. Tomorrow will mark 7 years since the passing of my dad, who remains and will always be my hero. I've never met a person who had a bad word to say my dad, and I never met a person that my dad had a bad word for. It's a two-way street there with my father. So I pray that him and my mom, who passed as my dad, and bring me some comfort and relief. And during the day when I will be reunited, because that's what faith tells me. So that concludes the prayer circle. As always, you have the opportunity to drop. Want somebody on there. It could be generic. It doesn't. You have to tell me what we go through. You don't have to give me last name, but it would be helpful. Have a person so we acknowledge them and they pray for that. So I was telling my friend John, Big John, I feel I'm in purgatory right now because we're in between baseball seasons, but it's there. You could taste the 2024 baseball season upon us. Hope springs eternal, right? That's a famous quote. So, I live for baseball as my passion, as my hobby. Sure, we all live for our families. Some of us live for our jobs, but baseball is the one thing that really that I'm very passionate about, and I don't want to diminish the other passions, but baseball is in my blood, and I cannot wait for the season to begin. So this is 9:00. I did it. This has been Angie's Angles, coming to you live from Smoke Therapy, 215 Ronkonkoma Avenue. Grab a cigar if you're local. Come on down. Meet me. Meet the guys. We're amazing. It's a great place to be. Good night. God bless. I love you.